Yes, Adam, good 3 points in the end. Big win. Some good performances all over the pitch. I want to talk to you about the middle of the park first.
Okay.
Yeah? Fred and McTominay, that partnership, hopefully he's not injured for any prolonged period of time.
Yeah, hopefully.
But are they really showing something there, genuinely? Or is it just because that was a poor Brighton side, we're going to dominate? Where do you stand on them two?
I think Potter made a mistake today in the way he set out Brighton. He helped our cause today. He set out like he was going to play ball at Old Trafford today, played right into our hands. The space in that midfield was unreal. And that's probably why we looked a lot better in midfield. I'm not saying we were poor, but the setup of Brighton definitely helped our game today, and it helped plan A for us. Our midfield dominated. They did. Fred played really well. McTominay was awesome. And it was just backed up. But the centre-backs were just in complete control. And that middle of the park, like you said, the midfield it's only Brighton. Yeah, we can't get too excited. It's going to be a tougher game. Sheffield United is going to be a tougher game.
Absolutely.
Has Fred got what it takes to play against Sheffield United? We're just going to batter him from pillar to post. They're going to be all over him. He ain't going to get the time that he got today.
All over him, yeah.
He's not going to get the time there. That's the problem with it. It can't just be one game here and then one game there. We've said it on Thursday. You said he was getting confident. I wasn't too convinced. Yeah. To be honest, I want to see it game after game after game. I want him to hold it down. But, you know what I mean? It's the odd pass goes astray here and there, but they're coming less and less now. Yeah. I'm not gonna slag him off and say he played a bad ball here. It was, I think, maybe one or two today.
Once or twice.
But I don't mind that. That's taking a risk. That's what we want to see.
One player that not a lot of people spoke about today, Pereiera. He got a goal, which was deflected, and the chance where he had it looked like he maybe should have slid James in or slid Rashford in. Looked like he dwelled on the ball, and then he got a chance back and scored. But there was cause for him to be dropped over Mata, after Mata played against Partizan. Do you think Pereira showed anything today of why he should be persistent in starting? Did you like what he did today?
Pereira's he's been doing okay recently. I think we called for Mata maybe as a bit of a change for a tight game at Bournemouth, small pitch, bit more nimble. When you've got a bit more space, Mata's useless. He hasn't got. I mean, he's not completely useless. I'm not going to absolutely just bring him down completely, but when he's got all that space, he just can't get up and down the pitch like a Pereira could. He's not tenacious in the tackle like Pereira is. He gives us that Pereira. He's not brilliant, like we said, but over Mata, I'd pick Pereira every single time. I think certain games Mata can come in and do a job for us, maybe off the bench, change a game here and there, but Ollie, with his substitutes, doesn't really give him that much of a chance. I think Mata's time is coming to an end. I do. Pereira had an alright game today. His decision making at times where he took a shot when he could have played a simple ball through wasn't there.
There was another time he wriggled free and has a great shot from outside the box that on another day could go in the bottom corner. Just that, yeah.
I don't mind players taking chances like that, but when it's an obvious decision to make, that's when he just needs to iron out his game a little bit. I mean, Ollie's giving him every single chance that he can, so there's no excuse there. But he just needs to make that right decision. He just needs to be more clinical in his decision making at times, and he would be all right. He would do us, but we still need. You can imagine if Pogba comes back and plays that Pereira role. It's ideal, isn't it? Pogba doing what he does up there in that 10, not having the responsibility. That can actually be quite exciting, right? Yeah. Not having that responsibility at the back, but then that comes down to Ollie again now. We're talking about Ollie, I'm hearing everyone, and I'm going to laud Brandon Williams up, right up there, because that was an awesome display today for the kid. And then it's down to Ollie now again. When Pogba comes back, where does he play him? Because he's going to play him. And like you said then, you guarantee that Ashley Young is going to come in against Sheffield United. Why? Why, when you've got a performance like that and Brandon Williams, who did everything right, the maturity in the lad at that age is unreal. If you're good enough, you play. Forget all this bollocks about nurturing them in. It's a lot of crap. Other teams do it. You look at what Liverpool done with their young back line. Klopp's just given them the chance.
Showing signs, just play them.
Give them the
chance.
They're
only going to learn, isn't it?
That's been the best left back performance of the season there at Old Trafford that I've seen. And he's not done one thing wrong in any game that he's played. He's not made one mistake. Ashley Young has been our worst player all season by a mile. By a mile. Every time he plays, we're just a different team. Brandon Williams in there, in front of Ashley Young. You've got a back line there. Lindelof may be debatable, but there's a back four there for the next 6 years. You've got two tenacious fullbacks. You just don't get past them. They got nothing out wide today. And all they wanted to do was get wide and cross balls because that was the only threat they had.
They're only going to score from a set piece, which they did do, yeah.
Yeah, we nullified them. We brought Murray on at half-time, then you knew what was coming. He was just going long ball back to the old Brighton way because he knew he'd made a mistake in the first half by trying to play. Played right into our hands. We pressed him, and how many times did we win the ball at the top? How many times did we win the ball back in their half? And Rashford, he did it on Thursday, and I praised him on Thursday for it. It was just like Rashford when he came, all of a
He's
sudden,
just so direct,
gets
isn't
the
he?
ball
Yeah,
and just goes. I'm like, where has that been?
Even if it doesn't always come off, it's putting defenders under sustained pressure, making them have to backtrack, making them have to make decisions. Do I tackle? Do I drop? Do I let him come?
The only way you beat Brighton, because they are stubborn and notoriously stubborn at the back. If you play in front of them, they're like a basketball team.
Yeah.
The land of the Giants. The left back's 6'7".
He's no left back.
He
is not left back.
He's got about 5 stone and not 2 foot on James.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? If you play in front of them, they're just going to lap it up. They're going to soak it up all day. And there's nobody know what you got to do is get in behind. And we did that from the first minute.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same against Bournemouth, though, mate. Yeah. Plan A worked because we scored the first goal. Yeah. Let's not forget, if Brighton somehow see that first half an hour out and they score first,
that's where the question marks
we're back to United. We haven't come back and won a game since Southampton in February. That's the problem with United right now. We need to have that same belief and play that same way like we did there when we go behind in games, because that's going to happen, and that's where the criticism is. Why do we just flake when we go behind? That's the problem we got right now, because we can see what we can do when the tails are up. Rashford should be the leading goal scorer in the league right now.
And is that just it about the encouragement in terms of that's why we should be playing on the front foot? Because if you look at our front three, if you do get them on the front foot, that is our best form of attack. Like just going at teams.
Yeah. James had a solid game down the wing. He played like a winger today. Yeah. Martial, complete unsung hero today. Yeah. He's off the ball and he's 2 assists. He could have had about 6 assists if Rashford had his game today. Yeah. He really could, and massively unselfish for a centre forward. Rashford getting all the plaudits, but Martial in the middle was just on another level. He was just reading the game and he's picking his moments absolutely perfect. Even a long high ball in the air against Dunk, and he's winning it and holding Dunk off. And Dunk's 6'6". You don't see that from Martial.
Intelligence, isn't it?
And it's very, very clever football. Yeah. And that front three, with Greenwood coming on, interchanging from that, throw a Pogba into that as well, mixing with Pereira. Unfortunately, we have got an issue in centre midfield, and we're all scared shitless now if Scott McTominay's out. That's where January transfer window needs to be.
Needs some reinforcements in that area, don't we? Yeah.
There are players available there in January we can get, but how are we going to spend money just to back up what this team is starting to do now in spells? Because we need consistency, but when we've got the injuries that we keep getting, and we know that we're going to get, we all know we're going to get loads of injuries, because every time a player goes down, it looks like an innocuous injury. It's always 3 or 4 months of our players. Yeah. Martial, Shaw, Pogba, McTominay maybe now. Tunes-Abbey, what happened? I mean, it was just a free kick, but we always get them. So we need to be backed. He needs to be backed in the January transfer window as well. And it's depth in squad and quality in depth. And if you just had a couple more, especially central midfield, then you've got half a chance of making Europa League spots, aren't you? And then giving something and being able to sell United to a good player in the summer and buy someone of significance, because that's what it's going to take. We're going to have to try and sell coming to United. It's not going to just be the money this time. You know what I mean?
We're sell the project, right?
You say it. We've got to sell it. We've got to look like we're going somewhere. We have to look like there's an appeal to come to United. That's what we need now. We need to move on from this. We need more games like this where you can see he's bringing youth players in. He's not playing his favourites. Lingard's been just left to the bench now where he belongs. Yeah. He's an all right squad player. Just stay there, Lingard. Yeah. Come on, you might hit a worldie every now and then. That's all you're good for right now. Ashley Young should not even be in the United shirt. He should be gone. If he gets his testimonial, then I'll be fuming, mate. He's about 8 months away from that testimonial. He's clinging on, innit?
Nice one, mate. Yeah. Cheers. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos. And if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.